Hello guys, welcome back to SWF Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Sajid Abid. He is 13 wins, 1 defeat with 1 knockout, and he's back out next Saturday against Dennis Denikajev for the English super lightweight title. But before that, we'll talk about the fights he's had this year so far. He beat Mikey Saki 96-94 in an absolute war. And I watched it. I think one of your mates were live streaming it.
Yeah. So he would have been, to be fair. But I think the fight's actually on YouTube at the moment. So if you fancy giving it another watch, it's on there.
Oh yeah, I've watched it back on YouTube, but I watched it on his when he was streaming it.
Oh, okay. So fair play, man.
Good fight, mate. I mean, edge of the seat always.
That's what you want. That's what I like to be involved in these kind of fights. If it isn't exciting, it isn't for me.
What? Because of course you went down in one of the rounds. What round was that?
Round four. Round four, he hit me with a nice left hook.
Did it hurt you?
No. If you watch the fight, I got back up and just put the pressure on him. So it was
a little
bit
of a quick flash knockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good shot nonetheless, but it didn't faze me.
How did you feel in the fight? Do you feel like you hurt him?
You know what? Mikey has a very good defense. He's very hard to open up, and he's notorious for keeping tight. And you know what? Fair play to him. Fair play to his guards. But when I did get through, I knew I was hurting him because he wasn't really responding back with many punches. So that was just show for me. So it's all right.
And how confident when it went to decision that you were going to get the nod?
Yeah, I was confident. I was definitely the busier fighter.
Yeah.
Every single round I was a busy fighter, racking up the points. So I was confident I was going to get the distance, get the decision.
When you heard 96-94, were you worried a bit for a few seconds because he did put you down?
No, not really. I just knew that I was well ahead of the scorecard, and I could afford to have that knockdown. Obviously, we don't ever want to be having knockdowns in fights, but I knew for a fact, even with a knockdown, I was well ahead on points.
I thought you won 7 of the 10 rounds.
Personally, I thought I won more rounds, but ultimately it comes down to ref's decision and his judging. So what he says goes, basically.
Yeah, but you got the job done. Then you had was it a homecoming?
Yeah, so it was a nice little stay ready fight in Derby. So yeah, good old fun. He's tough as it comes. He is. So it was nice. It was nice to get out and about, especially in my own city.
Was it good? Did you sell lots of tickets as it was in
Derby? Yeah, we had a lot of people come down, and you know what? Considering it was the first time I fought in Derby after probably give or take 5 years, it was a nice turnout.
Good stuff. And were you headlining?
No, I think Taylor Gregg was, because the promoter who threw the show wasn't actually my promoter, so obviously he'd favour his own fighters, which is totally fine to me.
And talk us through the fight and how did it go? That one.
Oh, it was nice. It was a nice little move around. I felt like I could have stopped Fonz at any moment, but I wanted to get 6 rounds in, just to stay, just to practice a few things that I've been working on in training. So it was good. It was definitely a good move around.
Good 6 rounds to bank.
Yeah, exactly. All experience at the end of the day.
And of course, you was meant to fight Lucas Ballingle, but you got ordered to fight Lucas Ballingle, but I do believe then he vacated.
Yes. So he vacated, which left us a few options, and ultimately it came down to Dennis. So we've got our fight to look forward to next week.
Yes, and of course Dennis was the Southern Area champion as well, but you've met for a bigger title.
Yeah, of course, and that's what as a fighter, you always want to push on for bigger and better things. So all respect to Dennis. He's a champion. He's a great fighter. So I'm looking forward to it. These are the kind of fights that I enjoy. These are the fights I want to be involved in. The tougher fights, the fights that just pleasing all round. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And of course, he's got a common opponent that you had in with Tom because he fought Tom Ansell as well.
Yeah.
Did you watch that one?
I did, yes. Took a lot from it, to be fair. It was, you know what? Fair play to both fighters. They're both great competitors.
Tom put him down.
Yeah. Tom dropped him in the second round. Look, it was a peach of a shot, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with going down with a shot like that, because it was a nice shot over the top, caught him flush, and he folded. But it happens to the best of us.
It does. When you saw that? Well, I'm not sure if you were there live, but I mean, not many people will get up from that one.
No, exactly. So fair, you know, that's fair credit to him. Fair credit to his recovery. Maybe you could argue that Tom didn't capitalize and jump on it as fast as he should. But you know, ultimately, it's happened now. So you know, it's things for me to learn off.
And of course, so did you watch that fight? And do you think that the point, the scoring wise, was fair? And overall, what do you make of Dennis Denikajev as a fighter?
I think he's very technically sound. You know, he's good at what he does. As far as that fight, it was a good fight. He stuck to his boxing. Went on his bike when he needs to. Like, let's be honest, Tom is a very hard hitter. Tom hits hard. So you know, you don't really want to be mixing up with him. Or you can avoid it. But
you had a war with Ansell.
Yeah. So I fought Tom.
March.
For my first ever 10-rounder at super lightweight. So it was completely new territory for me. To be able to bank those rounds and were a lot more important than people think. So it was good. But as far as Dennis, you know, he's not really fought anyone like me. So you know, it's definitely gonna be one hell of a fight.
Yeah. And how excited are you to be fighting for your first title?
Mate, I had to fight 2 eliminators for this, so I'm finally here in this position, ready to go.
Yes, mate. How's camp gone? Camp gone good?
Yeah, camp's been great. Like, so I've moved to Wakefield to train with Abid. Incredible trainer, very knowledgeable. So you know, everything we've been working on so far has been great, and you know, I can't wait to show it on fight night.
And you've got it's another 10-rounder. How excited are you? I just asked that question. How much are you still selling tickets for the fight?
I mean, to be fair, people have just been messaging me left, right, and center. And I've kind of said to them, look, when I'm back in Derby, so today's my last day in Wakefield. I'm actually straight after this call, I'm going to pack my stuff up and get ready to drive back to Derby. I'll
finishing camp there.
I'll be finishing the last couple of days in Derby, doing my weight cut. So when I get back in Derby, I'll be distributing tickets to people who've been asking.
And do you prefer day before weigh-ins or on the day?
Well, to be fair, if it's day before weigh-in, then I fight at super lightweight, because then I have that rehydration period. If it's on the day weigh-in, then I fight either at welterweight or super welterweight. So if you were to ask me through a personal preference, and obviously I like the day weigh-in because I can afford to be a bit heavier, so I can enjoy my food. Whereas day before weigh-ins, I have to be very strict on my diet, as I am now. So I prefer on the day weigh-ins. But as far as professionalism and actual boxing, for me, day before weigh-in is what works best.
Do you think you'll get the stoppage win, or if it comes, it comes as always?
I never. That's the thing. If it comes, it comes. I never make you know, it's one of those things for me where however the fight goes on the night, it goes. So you know, whether I stop him or not. Like the time I stopped that lad in Dubai, I never expected to stop him out. It just happened. So that's how I take all my fights. You know, I go there making sure that I'm sharp, I'm on point. I follow the game plan, and whatever comes from it comes from it.
Yeah. And so what does the English title mean to you?
You know what? This title, it'll help me conclude my story. So obviously, I took my first loss back in 2019, and I want to be able to show people that look, after grafting my backside off, working hard, I've turned things around to now fight for my first title and potentially win it. So it's more or less to show people that look, losing is not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm. And you've bounced back with so many good wins and wars. I wouldn't be surprised because Dennis likes to get himself in a bit of, because you've seen he likes to get himself into a bit of a scrap as well. So
yeah.
It's going to be a good clash of styles, you two, and you're never in a bad fight. He's never in a bad fight. Again, I look at the card. You see, your fight, Brad Pauls v Mitch Frierson. You've got just loads of good fights on that card, and it's going to be stacked night top to bottom, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's going to be a very good night of boxing, and I'm thankful Steve's let me be a part of it. So yeah, man, we can't wait.
Mm-hmm. And do you do anything like on fight week, or do you just have a set routine for fight week, or do you just relax?
Fight week, I kind of just relax, do a bit of sharpening up here and there, maintain my weight, and that's about it, really, man. Just the basics. No stress, nothing. Yeah, just relax, get myself mentally ready for the night ahead.
And this would put your like winning an English title at your call. What would that mean to you? Like,
you know what? It's something I can take back to my family, take back to my friends. That, you know what? Look, all all the support, all the hard work, all the belief you had in me. I want to thank you with this. So I appreciate it. This is my own blood, sweat, and tears. But yeah, it'll mean a lot to me.
Mm-hmm. Was your fight against Tom Ansell like a Southern Area eliminator, or was that an English eliminator?
No, it was an English eliminator. So I had to fight two English eliminators to be in this position.
And then a final eliminator was against Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey.
Mm. But it's finally here, mate. And making you when you get into the change room or when you do the weigh, and it's real now.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's exactly. You know what? I just you got to think about it. We had the Tom Ansell fight sometime last year, right? And you're gonna imagine
March last year.
Yeah, March last year. So we've been
a while.
Yeah, so we've been on the edge, thinking we're gonna get the English title shot soon. Little we know, a year and a half later, we're now here.
Finally here. Bit of a relief as well.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Steve's great at what he does. He's a great manager, great promoter. And I'd not put my trust in anyone else but him. So got to thank him for giving me the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And before I let you go, do you want to thank anyone who's helping you, just as always, mate?
Yeah, of course. As you can imagine, behind me there's a team behind me that help me, that allow me to do what I do. My coach Abid, Rick Bennett, Ifran, all the lads at Wakefield, and also my sponsors. Without them, I couldn't move away from my city to train with the high level people that I do. So I have to thank my sponsors in JS Tiling. They've been with me since day one. Not just as a sponsor, but as a fan. He's always been there to support, as a friend, as a brother. Elite Osteo, another one, been there since day one. AK Industrial Designs, he's been there since day one. We've also got Unity CAF, All Day Clinic. RCP Electrics just recently joined on the sponsorship team. Mentioned Unity CAF. We've also got Myris Aesthetics. But yeah, there's a lot of businesses that support me, right? And that gives me a lot of pride to think that they're putting their name on me. So I have to go out there and do the best I possibly can for them.
Mm-hmm. And wish you all the best next weekend, mate. And good luck.
Cheers, buddy. You take it easy, Sam.
And you, mate. Bye.
Bye-bye.